GPS wins in BARAM. Warsan supports government that insists stability. And Sarawak allocates 10.797 billion ringgit for 2023 budget. Bring you the eye on the news tonight. You're now with me, Cheryl Shameto, and this is TVS Nightline. Party Warsan will support the formation of a federal government that could bring stability to the country and to protect the interests of the people of the two Bornean states, said its president Dr. Sri Muhammad Shafi Abdal. Without naming anyone, he said Warsan had received calls from political party leaders asking for cooperation and that the party is deeply considering its next move. Now on the line we have Amirul Mukminin live from Sabah.
Thank you, Cheryl. Tonight we're live from Kota Kinabalu, Sabah regarding the Warisan support the current government for stability in this country. The President, Dato' Sri Shafi Abdal, said what is important to us is the stability of the country and the importance of the Bornean state for the people, even though the number of the parliamentaries win by Warisan is very small, but it can add stability to this country political situation, and whoever wishes to form the federal government needs this support from Warisan. And he also said that anyone who wants our cooperation should consider what is fundamental to our struggle, including the interests of the people, Borneo, Sabah and Sarawak, which is, he said in a press conference at the party headquarters yesterday. In the 15th general election, Warisan won 3 out of 52 parliamentary seats, contest through Muhammad Shafi in Saporna, Munira Madlis in Kota Blut, and Datu Muhammad Yusuf Abdal Latatu. Commenting on the result of GA15, Shafi said it was the decision of Malaysian in the line with the democratic process that Warisan accepted with an open heart. That we also understand the Warisan plans that Shafi said the Warisan want to strengthen its position in Sabah, but will not neglect what had been built in Peninsula. That he also added apart from the federal level, Warisan still had to play a role at the state level, which they said they actually have 18 seats in Sabah and 1 in Selangor. Get back to you, Cheryl, and always good morning, evening, and good night.
Thank you, Amirul, for that update, and also good night to you as well. Now moving on to the next news. Gabungan Party Sarawak's GPS candidate Dato' Ani Ngau won in a three-cornered fight for BARAM Parliamentary in the 15th general election. Ani won 18,399 votes with a majority of 7,339 votes, with Pakatan Harapan PH candidate Roland Egan settled with 11,060 votes, while Wifren Dentika, an independent candidate, received 324 votes. GPS now won a total of 23 out of 31 parliamentary seats in Sarawak. The result for BARAM Parliamentary was announced today following the suspension of the voting process on November 19 due to bad weather. A total of 12 voting stations were open for BARAM Parliamentary since Monday morning. Election Commission EC Secretary Dato' Igmaruddin Isha in a statement said voting time starts from 7:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. or 2 p.m. depending on the respective polling station. The polling centres involved are Sekolah Kebangsaan SK Long Nah, SK Long Luteng, Rumah Tike Matthew Belulok Lalo, Kampung Lepoga, SK Long Said, SK Long Tungan, SK Long Mo, SK Long Mekaba, SK Long Jekitan, SK Long Lame, SK Leo Mato, and SK Long Bangga. The Premier of Sarawak, Dato' Patinggi Tan Sri Abang Johari Tonopeng, on Monday, November 21st, tabled a state budget of 10.797 billion ringgit for 2023. Out of the 10.797 billion ringgit budgeted for ordinary expenditure, he said a sum of 3.997 billion ringgit has been allocated for operating expenditure, while 6.8 billion ringgit is set aside for appropriation to the Development Fund account to finance the implementation of various development programs and projects.
938 million or 24% for personnel emoluments. 2. 1.508 billion or 38% for supplies and services. 3. 1.343 billion or 34% for grants and fixed payment, which includes operating grants to statutory bodies and local authorities, servicing of public debts, and payments of gratuities, pensions, scholarship, including financial and welfare assistances. 4. 90 million for procurement of assets, and 5. 118 million ringgit for other operating expenses.
The 2023 Sarawak budget theme Sarawak First, towards an inclusive, prosperous and harmonious society, has been formulated by anchoring 5 principles. Abang Johari, who is also the Finance and New Economy Minister, said the 5 principles are developing a more robust, competitive and equitable economy, building Sarawak as a competitive and resilient state, creating a smart society underpinned by digital technologies, knowledge and innovation, continuing to foster a united, harmonious and caring society where efforts would not leave anyone behind, and continuing to plan forward for fiscal sustainability to ensure future security for children and grandchildren as well as generations to come.
The state government remains committed on creating an ideal climate for investment through attractive policies and initiatives to shore up the confidence of both local and foreign investors. As such, a total of 7 million ringgit has been allocated for the established Invest Sarawak, an entity to attract foreign direct investments (FDI) into the state. Finance and New Economy Minister Dato' Patinggi Tan Sri Abang Johari Tonopeng said the entity is to spearhead new directions by driving in local and foreign investors to uplift the state's economy.
In this respect, we have established Invest Sarawak to promote Sarawak globally towards attracting foreign direct investment. A sum of 7 million ringgit will be allocated to Invest Sarawak in 2023.
He said this when tabling the Supply 2023 Bill 2022 at the State Legislative Assembly, sitting on Monday, November 21st. Meanwhile, on another note, the Premier also highlighted that the state will continue to provide platforms to assist young entrepreneurs to recover their businesses post-pandemic.
Various initiatives will continue to be implemented under the 2023 budget that ensure business continuity, among others, provision of soft loan, interest subsidy, financial assistance for startup, product development, capacity building, e-commerce, and promotion of marketing.
Among them are the Special Relief Fund, Targeted Relief and Recovery Facility (TRRF), and Penjana Tourism Fund (PTF), with an allocation of 18 million ringgit, while Skim Kredit Mikro Sarawak and Skim Pinjaman Industri Kecil dan Sederhana (SPIKS) was granted 14 million ringgit. Guajuan ke arah keusahawanan, gerak, usahawan teknikal and vocational USTEFs and transformasi usahawan Desa Sarawak will see an allocation of 7 million ringgit to assist graduates, school leavers and rural entrepreneurs with technical skills to start and expand their businesses. The Go Digital program will be allocated 5 million ringgit to develop digital-savvy SMEs in order to assist them to market their products and services through e-commerce platforms.
Infrastructure development in Sarawak received one of the major allocations in the 2023 state budget, amounting to 1.12 billion ringgit. Premier Sarawak Dato' Patinggi Tan Sri Abang Johari Tunapeng said the allocation will involve the development of roads and highways, bridges, ports and river infrastructure, especially in rural areas.
Design and construction of Inner Ring Road Kuching. 2. Construction of road from Sibu Jaya to Kong Yit Kim Road in Sibu. 3. Jalan Pakan, Ulu Kota, Pakan Serike Phase 3 and replacement of 7 temporary bridges under Phase 1 to permanent bridges. 4. Upgrading of Jalan Oyak Sibu. 5. Emergency works for damaged public infrastructure. 6. Sungai Limbang Bridge, Sungai Bunut number 2 and connecting roads Limbang. 7. Google Bridges Transformation Program. And 8. Vehicle yard and associated facilities at Senari Port.
He said this when tabling the Supply 2023 Bill 2022 during the State Legislative Assembly, sitting today, November 21st. Adding further, the Premier said several major infrastructure projects costing billions of ringgit are currently being implemented and financed under alternative funding initiatives such as the Coastal Road Network, Second Trunk Road, Bukit Mambong Airport and the Kuching Urban Transportation System. As such, Abang Johari pointed out that the state government will ensure that continuous development take place in every nook and corner of the state, capitalizing on the local economic potentials and at the same time accelerating the state's transformation agenda.
Thus, 3 new regional development agencies have recently been created, namely Greater Kuching Coordinated Development Agency, GKCDA, Betong Division Development Agency, BDDA, and Rajang Delta Development Agency, RADDA.
He added that this is in line with the state's effort in empowering and decentralizing development efforts in all regions for better coordination and more efficient projects implementation.
Sarawak is projected to collect a revenue of 11.035 billion ringgit for the year 2023. The highest ever expected revenue thus far. As such, the budget is expected to generate a surplus of 238 million ringgit with a projected of 1.035 billion ringgit and a total ordinary expenditure of 10.797 billion ringgit. This was revealed by Premier Sarawak Dato' Patinggi Tan Sri Abang Johari Tunapeng, who revealed the revenue derives from several major sources, including tax revenue amounting to 5.246 billion ringgit, or 48% of the total expected revenue in 2023.
I am pleased to inform this August House that with the projected revenue of 11.035 billion ringgit and total ordinary expenditure of 10.797 billion ringgit, the 2023 state budget is expected to generate a surplus of 288 million ringgit. It will continue to be an expansionary budget that invests heavily in infrastructures and place the well-being of the Rakyat at its centerpiece. Tax revenue totaling 5.246 billion ringgit or 48% of the total expected revenue in 2023, comprising the following. 1. 4.195 billion ringgit from state sales tax, of which 3.2 billion ringgit from crude oil, liquefied natural gas, and other petroleum products, 850 million ringgit from crude palm oil and crude palm kernel oil, 60 million from lottery, 60 million from aluminium products, 22 million from coal, while the remaining 3 million from tire. 2. 550 million from raw water royalty. 3. 287 million from forest royalty, timber premium and tariff. And 4. 214 million from mining royalties, land rents, and others.
He said when tabling the Supply 2023 Bill 2022 at Sarawak State Legislative Assembly, sitting today, November 21st. Meanwhile, Abang Johari said the non-tax revenue is estimated at 5.498 billion ringgit, or 50%, mainly derived from major sources, namely 2.335 billion ringgit from cash compensation in lieu of oil and gas rights, 1.864 billion ringgit from dividend income, 650 million ringgit from interest income, 400 million ringgit from land premium, 120 million ringgit from cash compensation in lieu of import and excise duties on petroleum products, and 129 million ringgit from others, including licenses, service fees, permits, and rentals.
Non-revenue receipt, which is expected to be 26 million ringgit, mainly from unclaimed deposits, overpayment recovered, liquidated as certain damages and penalties, forest liquidated damages, other compounds, and disposal of vehicles. And for federal grants and reimbursement is expected to be at 265 million ringgit. As of 31st October 2022, the state has collected 9.69 billion ringgit, or 95% of the revenue projection, mainly contributed by collection of sales tax SST, cash compensation in lieu of oil and gas rights, and dividend income.
Earlier, Abang Johari, who is also the Finance and New Economy Minister, said the state revenue for 2022, which was originally estimated at 10.036 billion ringgit, has been revised upwards to 10.159 billion ringgit, mainly due to favorable prices of oil and gas as well as crude palm oil.
Coming up right after the break, Agong extends deadline for submission of name of coalition. ANO confirms negotiations with BN. Right here on TVS Nightline, stay tuned.
memperkenalkan 10 peserta separuh akhir Getaran Jiwa. Siapakah di antara mereka yang bakal berentang bagi melayakkan diri ke peringkat akhir sekaligus meraih wang tunai berjumlah RM30,000? Segalanya bakal terjawab di Getaran Jiwa separuh akhir pertama, Jumaat 8.45 malam, hanya di TVS.
Welcome back to the Nightline. The deadline for political party and coalition leaders to submit their proposed coalition to form the new government and the name of the Prime Minister candidate has been extended until 2 p.m. tomorrow.
Comptroller of Istana Negara Royal Household Datuk Seri Ahmad Fadil Samsudin said the Yang di-Pertuan Agong Al-Sultan Abdullah Riayatuddin Al-Mustafa Billah Shah had consented to the extension of time following requests received from the leaders. In addition, His Majesty also called and advised the people to be patient and to stay calm until the formation of the new federal government and appointment of the 10th Prime Minister are completed. Yesterday, the Yang di-Pertuan Agong decreed that all party and coalition leaders that won the most seat in the GA15 to inform Istana Negara about the new coalition they have agreed upon to form the new government, as well as the name of their Prime Minister candidate before 2 p.m. today. The GE15 on Saturday ended with no party obtaining a simple majority of 112 seats in the 222-seat parliament to form the new government. Pakatan Harapan obtained 82 seats, followed by Perikatan Nasional 73, Barisan Nasional 30, Gabungan Parti Sarawak 22, Gabungan Rakyat Sarawak 6, and Warisan 3. Meanwhile, Parti Kesejahteraan Demokratik Masyarakat KDM and Parti Bangsa Malaysia PBM secured 1 seat each, while the Independents 2.
Pakatan Harapan PH Chairman Datuk Seri Anwar Ibrahim has confirmed negotiations between PH and Barisan Nasional BN to form the federal government. He also added that talks were focused on forming an inclusive government and the economy. However, Anwar said, up to date, Barisan Nasional, led by its chairman, Datuk Seri Dr. Ahmad Zahid Hamidi, has not decided on whether he will give the full support to PH on a matter.
Kita telah adakan beberapa perbincangan, khususnya dengan perwakilan Barisan Nasional yang telah menetapkan 7 orang untuk berunding dengan kita dan isu dasar. Dan kita tumpukan, dan saya berpuas hati kerana perbincangan lebih tertumpu kepada keperluan untuk mewujudkan satu kerajaan yang stabil, yang inklusif, menjaga kepentingan semua rakyat dan wilayah di negara ini.
Commenting further, Anwar said he was optimistic that PH could form a committed and democratic federal government under his leadership. Anwar, who also won the Tambun seat in the 15th general election G15, said PH is ready to work together with political coalitions in Sabah and Sarawak.
Of course, we do not preclude anyone.
Anwar said this during a Pakatan Harapan press conference earlier today. However, he added there are no formal discussions with other parties than BN. Barisan Nasional BN Treasurer Datuk Seri Hishamuddin Tun Hussein stands firm on his word in rejecting a collaboration with Pakatan Harapan PH.
Earlier, BN Chairman cum UMNO President Dato Seri Dr. Ahmad Zahid Hamidi told a press conference that any statement that includes BN in any coalition to form a new government after the 15 general election is not true, as negotiations among the coalitions are still ongoing. This is after the results of the GE15 on Saturday, so that no party had obtained a simple majority of 112 seats in the 222-seat parliament to form the new federal government.
The custom order feature via iDirect that was recently launched by Raya Haas has garnered an overwhelming response. Its supervisor, Roy M.D. Johnny, informed that the service is the first and only one in Sarawak. Customers prefer the iDirect by Raya Haas that offers alternative services that suit one's taste.
Adalah di mana kami bantu pelanggan untuk menyelesaikan masalah pelanggan daripada segi ketiadaan stok, masa menunggu yang terlalu lama, okay, dan juga menawarkan satu alternatif yang lain selain daripada pihak kami menyediakan stok yang tersedia di showroom. Kami juga boleh custom order mengikut apa yang dikenaki oleh pelanggan kami.
The service eases a customer in realizing the goal of owning their dream car.
Sendiri pun ada minat sudahlah, tapi ada tengok survey luar sudah. Tapi last saya pun pilih iDirect lah. Sebab satu, dia harga cun. Lepas tu orang, salesman, semua cun lah. Cakap semua patut bikin punya, dia bikin habis. Itulah yang dia janji saya punya lah. Memang safe lah, memang. Tidak cincai charger, tak ada charger lain-lain punya. Senang saja ambil. Puas hati lah.
Kami rasa amat gembira lah waktu berusaha dengan Sidak Raya Haas, kerana Sidak tu amat membantu kami lah, terutama sekali dalam kami memilih kenderaan apa yang kami nak pakai lah. Dan Sidaknya pun suggest lah apa option-option yang ada, Sidaknya ada di situ. Actually kami nakkan kereta kami mau untuk for my wife lah. Then actually waktu kami tak situ, that model isi ada situ. So Sidaknya mencadangkan kami mau model dia juga. So Sidaknya really membantulah. Lama dah actually idaman dia lah. Tapi alhamdulillah kemakbul juga lah tahun untuk lah.
Excited. And then kereta datang, sebab kereta waktu kita confirm order dia datang dari Japan, dia datang kita belum tengok kereta lagi. Datang kereta, and then kita nanggah keadaannya daripadanya pun action report dia kita nanggah keretanya jauh lebih bagus dari expectation kita. Kita nanggah memang puas hati lah. Memang siklah rasa ragu-ragu. And then semua semua stagesnya memang smooth lah daripada kita start booking, and then salesman pun
Raya Haas Berhad is a legal license holder and a direct importer of used vehicles such as imported cars and motorcycles. Since its launch, iDirect program has garnered spectacular feedback, and around more than 20 customers have joined the program by Raya Haas Berhad. For more information, the public can contact Raya Haas or visit its website. Don't forget to catch the next episode of TVS's new reality program Getaran Jiwa every Friday, beginning with the Debaran Jiwa capsule at 7:30 p.m, followed by Getaran Jiwa live concert at 8:45 p.m. Now the public is also invited to watch the concert at MBKS Stadium in Bintawa. For more information, follow Getaran Jiwa official Facebook page and Instagram. See the world closer with TVS as we bring you the latest news updates both locally and internationally. Just head on to our official website at tvstv.my or follow us on our social media platforms. And don't forget to catch our comprehensive discussion on G15, who is our next Prime Minister, with our daily coverage of Malaysia Decides at 10 a.m, 2 p.m. and 7 p.m. daily. That's all the time we have for TVS Nightline. I'm Shel Shamato. Thank you for watching.